Hi, good afternoon. My name is Melissa Jackson, and I am in the MBA 774 class for spring semester. And I'm presenting my first recording on presentation on money and marketing. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will begin the presentation. Probably should have not shared until I had my slideshow open. So sorry about that. All right. Here we go. Money and marketing, MBA 774. Today, I'm going to be answering the following questions. So talking a little bit about what is money, what are the characteristics of money, what is market, what makes a good marketer, what is opportunity cost, and how can we be smarter consumers? So what is money? Money is a medium that can be used in exchange for products or services. So whether it be paper, coins, Venmo, PayPal, credit card, gift card, you can use that medium in exchange for goods and services. So what used to be way back in time, a barter, right? You would exchange goods for goods, services for services, etc. We can now use money for that. What are the characteristics of money? So like we said, we can use it to purchase just about anything. Whether it be shelter, clothing, gifts or vacations, college tuition. We can use money for many things in today's world. We can save it. So unlike, maybe other things, we can save it in a variety of different ways. You can put it under your pillow. You can put it in a variety of different bank accounts and accrue interest on it. You can save your money if that's what you choose to do, and then you don't have to use it for anything else. Next is we can carry it around easily. So like I said, depending on what type of currency you have, whether it be paper money, credit cards or gift cards, Venmo, PayPal apps on your phone, we can carry it around extremely easily today. Money is divisible. So you can have 100 $1 bills, you can have 4 20s, you can have 2 50s, you can have 10 10s. Money is divisible. So all of those different combinations, they add up to the same amount of money. And money's fungible. So if I spend $1 in okay, it's 2022. If I spend $50 in DC, it's the same as spending $50 in, California. It's the same as spending $50 in Minneapolis and Washington and, Delaware, whatever. Now, with that being said, of course, the cost of living is different in those particular locations. So my money might not buy me the things that I think it should buy me. However, it's still fungible, meaning $1 is $1 is $1. So what's market? Market is the exchange of money between the consumer and the business. So if you think about going to the grocery store and you spend, your week's worth of groceries, you collect the items that you're going to need to consume for the week, to cook and bake for the week, and you hand the cashier your money and you get those items back. Same thing as if you go online. Let's say you go online to Amazon and you purchase, 16 bath towels, right? And then you give your credit card number or your debit card number, and reciprocating, you get those items back. So you get them delivered to you in X amount of days. So it's an exchange between the consumer and the business. The business in turn, can invest the money, can expand their business, can hire more employees and things like that. So it's very reciprocal in that way. A good marketer makes consumers want to spend money on their products. Good marketing really, really does this. It makes you feel some kind of way about the product or service that they're offering. You can't live without it. You shouldn't be without it. You're not going to be healthy without it. You will look better with it. You will feel better with it. Your coworkers will love you. Your family and friends will love you. So they really have a way of persuading, right, people that have the money to spend their money on what they're marketing. And I've listed a couple of, products here: Chanel, Gucci, Prada. Those are the real high end, products that are extremely expensive that people tend to spend their money on, partially due to marketing, maybe mostly due to marketing. So I provided some examples of marketing slogans because I think it's kind of interesting to see. So here's the first one here. Energizer keeps on going and going and going. Why would you ever buy a different battery ever? It will go on for the rest of your life. So this is just an example of some marketing slogans. Porsche, there's no substitute. There are substitutes, but according to Porsche, there is no substitute to their car. Disneyland. So I struggle with this one a little bit because Disneyland, to me, for my personal experience, could probably be the happiest place on earth, but probably not in realistic terms. Like, Disneyland probably isn't the happiest place on earth. It really depends on what you're talking about and what circumstance you're in, but Disneyland claims they're the happiest place on the planet. M&Ms. Why would you want to get chocolate all over your fingers? Just buy some M&Ms. Visa, here's another one that's kind of, interesting to me. It's everywhere you want to be. So not the fact that you're going to get into hundreds and potentially thousands of dollars in credit card debt. You're going to go where you want to go in the meantime. And of course, Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best. So if you don't love your grandmother, go to Walmart or Save a Lot and get a card, dollar store, but come to Hallmark if you really care about your family and friends. So these are just kind of fun and interesting slogans and marketing tools, and kind of makes you think about, you as the consumer, right? Like, what should you be paying attention to when it comes to marketing and spending your money? So opportunity cost is basically just what this slide indicates. It's a this or that. It's a this versus this situation, right? And I'm sorry, my pictures, move this down here a little bit. Not so great. So you could buy, $900 or $1,000 versus of furniture, right? Or you could spend $1,000 on a tattoo. You could spend $400 or $500 on a Coach bag or 2 Coach bags, or you could spend a weekend in Chicago. So it's just something to get you thinking about what you're giving up for what. Opportunity cost is exactly what it sounds like. You're spending this, you won't be able to spend it on that. You have a certain amount of fixed money, you won't be able to spend it on both things. You have to decide what you're going to spend your money on. And so here's just a couple of my personal experiences. How can we be smarter consumers? So last summer, I was really thinking about getting fit. I don't like to go to the gym. I know that about myself. I wanted to get as much exercise as possible, just trying to think of different ways to accomplish that. And I thought, I saw this rowing machine advertised, and rowing machines can go up to maybe $2,000 sometimes. Did not spend that, but I did spend a couple $100s on it because I was thinking, I don't like to go to the gym. I know that this is something I can do easily when I'm, binge watching my Netflix, whatever. I can sit in my living room and I can do this. I can do it. And I did it for a consistent probably 3 months. And it's been sitting in the corner of my living room ever since. So it was a waste of my money. Wasn't a huge issue. Like I said, it was only a couple $100s. But that was a couple $100 I could have spent on something else. Some good running shoes, for example. I can walk, that's free, it's fresh air, it's exercise, it will get me in shape. And I don't have to spend a couple $100s on a product that's going to sit in my corner of my living room. Starbucks is another issue for me. I tend to go to Starbucks pretty much every morning, every single work day, and it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money, actually. And in thinking about it, I probably admittedly spend $40 a week on Starbucks. So my alternative was like, why don't you just go ahead and spend the $200 on the espresso machine, and you'll literally have paid for it in a month and a half, 2 months. So that's being a smarter consumer, realizing that I'm spending so much money on this over and over again when I could do X, Y, Z instead. And same with like Grubhub. So COVID has really like made me a delivery freak to the point where I have my groceries delivered, I get food delivered. Sometimes I don't have time. I have teenagers, so sometimes they're not at home. And I'm like, why am I gonna take the time to cook, and put all this stuff together and put all this stuff away and clean all this stuff up when there's nobody here. So I relied very heavily on like Grubhub and places that deliver, when realistically, if I wanted to save my money and be smarter as a consumer, I would do things like meal prep. And I would do things like cooking, eat leftovers and things like that, where I wouldn't be spending a lot of money for unrealistic things. So that's my presentation. Just talking a little bit about money and marketing, the relationship between both, and kind of like things to watch out for as a consumer, as we go through experiencing marketing and money, which all of us go through day after day after day. So hope you found this very interesting. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.